There's a new top dog in Wingspan. Wingspan God is the newest ELO leader, and they have a whopping 89% win rate, which is accurate as they basically just played 2-player. We're gonna analyze the last game they played. It was insanely close, and believe it or not, this game decided the most recent Arena champion. Arena is the competitive mode on BGA played with these settings, and the Arena points reset every 3 months when a new champion is crowned. In the last few days of the season, Wingspan God had been steadily catching up to McRamson 2, who had been camping their #1 spot for 5 days. Then, on the final day, trailing by just 5 Arena points, Wingspan God played this game, and a victory would give them just enough points to sneak ahead into first place. So let's get into the replay and see if they managed to do it. Make sure you watch to the end, because it's literally a 1-point difference this game. We have Wingspan God from the Netherlands up against Arthur Dent 29, also from the Netherlands. Pretty strong at Wingspan themselves, with an ELO around 400. So the opponent's going first this game, and let's look at our starting hand. I know my head's covering this bottom left part right now, but after we keep the starting hand, I'm going to zoom out, and then nothing will be blocked. We got Chimney Swift, which is a migratory bird, which can be good. Painted Bunting, I'd basically never keep this in my starting hand. Cost 3 food, does nothing for your engine. And it's actually one of the worst bonus card birds in the base game. Red-breasted Nuthatch, it's a great early game bird, costs only 1 food, and a nice brown ability for scoring points. Rose-breasted Grosbeak, pretty expensive and a lot of points, but the ability's pretty nice. And American Oystercatcher, are not great because there's no brown ability. Bonus cards, we've got Passerine Specialist, I don't rate this one very highly. And then Omnivore Expert, this is arguably the best bonus card in a vacuum. Now looking at the round goals, wow, all of them need eggs, so this is really going to be, a classic Grassland engine game, spamming eggs. First round, eggs in Grassland. Round 2, eggs in platform nests. Round 3, eggs in ground nests. And round 4, eggs in cavity nests. Star nest birds are going to be really nice this game. So let's see what Wingspan God keeps. Wow, they keep Painted Bunting. Oh, I did not expect that. They keep the Nuthatch, of course. And they bin the Chimney Swift. Okay, so let's have a zoom out and have a look. Definitely would have kept this over the Painted Bunting. Like I said, this bird is one of the worst bonus card birds in the game. There's 4 grassland only bonus card birds, and this one is the worst of the 4, I know. When you look at which bonus cards it matches, it doesn't really match many good ones, or any good ones. For me, I'm always snap keeping this Omnivore Expert, even though there's none that match in our starting hand. But even so, it just has such a high ceiling. But hey, maybe I'm underrating this one. And the opponent will also keep 3 birds. They pitch Barn Owl and Yellow-billed Cuckoo. Opponent will take the first turn. Which card do they want? And they take the Gnatcatcher, so maybe needing that forest card, that food production, which means a crappy card fills in and we get to snap up that Barn Swallow immediately. Really, really strong tucking ability. Tuck a card from your hand, draw a card, and gives you a point. And that Star Nest is going to be useful for, well, all 4 round goals if you play it in the grassland. Opponent will immediately play out their Gnatcatcher. No surprises there. Over to us. And of course we play out that Barn Swallow, leaving a seed for playing the Nuthatch soon. Opponent's going to lay 2 eggs. We got to get rid of this Painted Bunting, surely. I don't understand it. And let's try and find a better bird, hey? So we tuck away the bunting and we draw Cassin's Finch, a bonus card bird in the forest. That could be a card we want to play. An opponent does play their second forest bird using one of the eggs they just laid. Carolina Chickadee, which is the same brown ability, get a point on it. Same as our bird, the Nuthatch. Back to us. And we're playing out our Nuthatch. Of course, we are going to need some more food. We're down to 0. Both players have no food. So we could go for a double food draw. The seed, and then discard the Oystercatcher for the cherry. Play the Cassin's Finch. Not super ideal, since that leaves us kind of crap on drawing birds. Opponent is going to take 2 food from the bird feeder, worm and fish. Get the point on their chickadee, and get a worm from the Gnatcatcher. Super strong, triple food, and a point action. Our turn. What are we going to do? Oh, so we're going to lay eggs and tuck draw again, hoping for something good from the deck. Cassin's Finch can go, not really essential. And we get Black-chinned Hummingbird. If you don't play with the Swift Start birds, pretty nice, kind of like an Anna's Hummingbird. Costs a single wild food, any food, 4 points, and brown ability, everyone gets a cherry. This is a pretty decent wetland option now. Opponent takes their turn drawing Great Blue Heron from the tray, which perfectly fits their game plan of getting tons of food and playing out a lot of point bombs. We'll need a food, I think, to play this hummingbird. So we draw a cherry and a seed from the tray, discarding the oyster catcher. The main downside of this bird is that it can be pretty hard to get the double worm needed to play it. Opponent now, using their foods to play out Bell's Vireo. This is a fantastic bonus card bird. It just fits so many great high point scoring bonus cards. It's got a star nest, which is so good this game. And let's see what opponent discards. They discard Enclosure Builder. Back to us, probably playing out this hummingbird. And that is indeed the play. And now that unlocks that precious second spot action in the wetland. Back to the opponent. Final action of round 1, they are going to lay eggs. It will give them that egg they need to qualify for the round goal, eggs in grassland. We got 1 food, we probably want some more birds, and so we can draw up, get a tanager from the deck, pretty expensive, hard to play. And we can turn that egg on the nuthatch into another bird from the deck. This is slightly better, it only costs 1 food, but yeah, that pink ability is not really going to be good, as opponent already has 2 forest birds played. And the bowl nest kind of sucks. The last 3 round goals is everything except bowl. Now we have the first choice to share cherries or not with everyone, and we choose yes, probably because our food production really sucks right now. While the opponent is easily generating tons of food, it's better for us to get a cherry than for the opponent to get a cherry. And so that's a great decision by Wingspan God. Round 1 closes out with 4 point bonus for us, 1 point for the opponent. And in round 2, we are going to kick off and we look at the display, red-winged blackbird, but that ability is no good for us. We can't get enough card production to reliably use it. Shrugs Pippin, another bonus card bird in the grassland, and a pretty bad Canada goose. So Wingspan God is going to kick off round 2 by playing the Eastern Kingbird. This unlocks the second, even better spot in the wetland. You really want to unlock this middle spot in the forest and the wetland as soon as possible by playing 2 forest and 2 wetland birds. And how's the opponent going to kick off? They want more food, so they take the fish from the bird feeder, they re-roll, take the seed, the only seed, point on the chickadee, worm from the gnatcatcher, and they are swimming in food. And we wish we were the same. Now presumably a draw with our newfound strong ability. It's going to be a red start first. This is a 2-cost forest bird that lets you get 1 die from the bird feeder. If you don't play swift start, it's pretty good. That's probably a forest bird we want to play. And second bird, big surprise to me. We draw the Shrugs Pipit from the display, and we give a cherry out for each player, helping us play that red start. And Sandhill Crane, same ability as Canadoos, not very good birds. Opponent plays Great Blue Heron in the wetland. Swimming in food, they get to play another bird with the ability, spend 1 of their 3 eggs, and push out the Willet, which is like an okay bird. It's nothing special, nothing amazing. It's got one of the crappy hunting abilities where you roll the dice out of the bird feeder. We still need at least 2 birds that are small wingspan. So now we've got a seed and a cherry, and we probably want to play this red start as soon as possible, or just get more card selection. Remembering as well, the round goal is eggs in platform. We only have that 3 potential on the barn swallow, but the opponent now has a 2 on the star nest and 2 on the heron. So now they can get 4 for this round goal and beat us. Now I'm going to draw 2 cards from the deck, and we whiff. This card kind of sucks, and Merganser, this card's not great either. And Decision, of course the cherry goes out again to both players. I do try and make a habit of drawing cards 1 at a time from the deck. I guess Wingspan God thought, no way they want any of these birds from the display. But I mean, if I'd managed to draw like a pied build Grebe, brown ability is draw 2 cards and then discard 1. And if I drew that first, I almost certainly would take this red-winged blackbird and try and play it into my grassland, because I feel like I probably would have enough cards to sustain using this ability. Maybe that line isn't as strong as I think it is. Opponent also wants to draw cards, one from the deck, and they like the red-winged blackbird, thinking that they have enough card draw to sustain the tuck lay ability. And a green heron, cheap wetland bird, fills in. Over to us, and we're going to play the American Redstart, and we're going to overpay. They have taken their seed and their cherry, and they've turned it into a worm, and then paid the other cherry naturally. So we're halfway through round 2. Opponent will take their 4th action here, and they're playing the red-winged blackbird. And interesting choice to put it in the grassland. Of course, you can put it in the wetland so that you have enough cards to use the ability. But the good thing is it unlocks this nice middle ability, 3 eggs for them. Our 5th action will be now taking food with our strong ability now. So here I see the thinking behind overpaying the Redstart. Yes, you lose 1 food, but you immediately get the food back in a way, the resource back, by unlocking this ability. And so we grab that worm before it disappears, and now we have another choice of food. Probably forced to take a seed for the pipit. Yep. And then what do we want? We want another seed. Fair enough. And now the pipit is playable. Opponent's going to draw again, since they only had 1 card in hand. The 2nd card from the deck, 3rd card from the deck, and the Willet whiffs. Oh, I actually didn't notice. The Willet managed to get a point when they used the ability previously, the first time. When they drew the blackbird, they rolled a single dice, and they managed to hit the fish and get a point on the Willet. Very low odds for that. It's 17%, so 1 in 6. Very lucky there for opponent. Back to us. 2nd last action this round, and we do play this pipit. Give us a good bonus card. And we choose between Nest Box Builder, we're halfway there, and Forester, we're 2 out of 3 there. Forester looks pretty good because I really wouldn't mind playing the Western Tanager here. And they will keep it. So just need to get that Tanager down, and it fits both our bonus cards now to get those juicy 4 points from Forester. Back to opponent, who will lay 3 eggs, and I'm assuming tuck one of the cards they don't want. Yep, for their blackbird. So they're managing to use the ability so far. And crucially, they have now laid a whole bunch of eggs onto their platform nest birds, now sitting at 4. Now it's our final turn, and we can't contest the round goal. We can only get 3 on the barn swallow. But we do need at least 1 so that we get these important 2 points for 2nd place. And so of course we lay eggs, and which card don't we want? I mean, probably the Pelican's the worst, even though the Merganser's crap too. Bruised Blackbird, another Tucklay bird for the grassland only. Again, we don't really have the card draw to support this ability, so kind of another whiff, sadly. And opponent's going to close out the round by gaining a rat, a fish, and a free worm off the Gnatcatcher. And that's round 2. If we look at the scores, now that opponent won that one, we are trailing by 4 points. So this game's looking really close so far. Now we're on to round 3. Opponent's gonna lead this one off, and the round goal is eggs in ground nests. So how are we looking for that? 3, 6 on the pipit, so we could get 6. Opponent could have 2 there, and then 2 on the Willet. So opponent's only at 4, we're at 6 capacity. Nothing in the hand to add to it, and nothing in the display to add to it. What do we have in the display? House Wren is nice for spamming out birds and trying to fill out your grassland really fast. And it's 5 cavity eggs, which is perfect for the round 4 goal. We also got Morning Dove, seems a bit late for that. And the Inca Dove if you got tons of platform, which I don't think either players do. So let's see how opponent, who is swimming in food, is going to kick off. They're going to play out. What are they going to play? The Stilt. Ooh, weird. Okay, so the opponent was swimming in 3 cherries that we've been just force feeding them, and they're going to turn 2 of them into a worm and play Blackneck Stilt. Now that I see it has 2 ground eggs, it makes sense. Now they have 6 capacity tied with ours. So it lets them draw 2 cards. So they're going to draw the House Wren and the Morning Dove. Wow, okay. Give them some ammo for using the Blackbird ability, which is a really great point scoring ability. And they're going to fill 2 new birds for us. And they're going to kind of gift us a bit here. Borrowing our Star Nest 4 capacity, goes in the grassland. Pretty good bird in this situation, even though it's got the crap hunting ability. And American Crow, which, I mean, it's a pretty strong bird. Alright, so we're pretty low on food. We're going to kick off by drawing. And we like the crow and, of course, the burrowing owl. And once again, spamming out that cherry for everyone to get. We're going to fill just cheap forest fodder. These aren't looking great at this stage of the game, unless you have Forester as a bonus card. Ruby Crown Kinglet's really nice for that. Lets you play another bird in your forest. Opponent is going to take Seed Fish from the bird feeder, Cash on the chickadee, Free Worm from the gnatcatcher. Once again, up to a whole rainbow of tons of food. We've got a few options here. We could take food, try and reroll Rat for the Burrowing Owl. We can try and reroll 2 worms to get the Tanager down. Or we can actually just draw up this Kinglet. So we're going to start off with a play of the Crow in the Grassland. Like I said, it's just a strong bird, even though it's a little late for it. And we do have strong food production. We're actually at 4 birds right now with Passerine. So if we can get 2 more small birds, aka like Kinglet and Tanager down, that's going to be a bonus 3 points on top of that. Back to the opponent, probably a play here. They have so much food. So here comes the House Wren to let them play a second bird. So coming down to 1 egg now only. And the Mourning Dove. Oh, the Mourning Dove. I kind of get it because they have tons of egg capacity. They're already at 27, which is kind of like a typical end game egg capacity. They are really gonna, try and spam out like 1 million eggs. Yeah, it's giving them a pretty efficient grassland action. That's for 5 eggs and a tuck lay, 6 eggs. It's gonna set them up nicely for contesting both of these round goals of eggs in ground nest and then final round, eggs in cavity. Back to our turn. We need food. How are we going to get it though? They opt for the laying up onto their ground nest birds and grabbing a worm. And we get to tuck, probably one of these 2 crap ones. Blackbird goes, and they do like the Kinglet. I love this play. I'd probably go for it myself. And a Hooded Warbler comes out, a nice point bomb for the forest. And it's a pretty perfect candidate as the 5th final bird in the forest for our forester. Back to the opponent. They've played out 2 in the grassland and now they want to draw. They're going to snatch the Warbler away before we can get it. A nice counterplay, recognizing we just drew the Kinglet. We definitely want to play more forest birds. And they'll take their second from the deck. They turn an egg into another draw from the deck, and Willet is going to whiff this time. Peregrine Falcon comes out. We're gonna lay again, get food again. So we've pretty much decided this forest action is not as good as this grassland action, which I think is correct. This tuck ability is so good. So we'll turn an egg into a rat this time for our Burrowing Owl, tuck away the Merganser, and draw Flicker, which probably a bit late for that. Although it is 4 capacity for the last round goal, which is nice. So it's a consideration. Opponent's going to lay 1 million eggs here, 4 and then 1 on the dove. Then they'll tuck one of their crap cards for a 6th egg. And that was a 7-point action. 4, 5, 6, 7. If I'm Wingspan God, I'm kind of scared here. The opponent's grassland engine is online early and fairly legit. Our second last turn of the round, we're going to play the Burrowing Owl, and this is the nail in the coffin. This is going to give us the win on this round goal. Presumably, the opponent only has 1 action left. And they're going to just keep spamming that grassland action again. And they'll say 7 points, another one. They'll keep spamming that plus 7 points button. But they are only down to 2 cards in hand. And here's our final turn. We are going to lay to secure that round goal win. And try and hit a rat and Burrowing Owl whiffs. We turn an egg into a worm. I'm going to tuck away the Flicker, look for something better, and we get trash. And that's going to be round 3. We win the round goal by just 1 there. Could have won by more probably. Now it's our turn to start this round. And most importantly, check the round goal eggs in cavity nests. So we're at 3 from Nuthash, 6 from Swallow, 10 Burrowing Owl, and only 10, it's not great. Opponent's at 3 Chickadee, 5 with the Vireo, 10 with the House Wren, and it's 10 each. We sadly don't have any more capacity for cavity nests in our hand. There are a couple options here, but they really don't look great. I suppose the Canvasback's probably playable. Given that we have 5 turns left and 14 egg capacity to go, we might just be looking at that egg spam and play the Kinglet Tanager play. So yes, we will start off with that. Burrowing Owl sadly whiffs again. We'll grab that worm for the Tanager, and we'll tuck the trash to get the Canvasback, which is a great denial from the opponent. And out comes a great forest bomb, Baltimore Oriole for the forest. That's a pretty lucky flip for the opponent. If I'm Wingspan God, I'm kind of kicking myself right now. That looks way better than the canvas back in terms of winning the round goal. They'll draw another from the deck, turn an egg into another draw, and the Willet will roll 3 and whiff. Only fair because we whiffed twice in a row. This is an amazing point bomb, assuming you don't whiff on the bonus card. We're going to go for another lay, just trying to fill out those egg spots. Sadly whiffing again on the Boring Owl. This thing must have like bad vision or something. Oh, wait, they didn't activate the crow. I thought we wanted the kinglet and tanager play. But they take the pygmy nuthatch, so perhaps switching gears. It's kind of a power move, like, hey, if you want to play that Oriole, look, that's only +2 capacity, and since we're tied on 10 capacity right now, I can play this nuthatch, go +4 capacity, and whoop you on this round goal. Opponent's gonna just lay out their eggs. They have 3 more actions, plenty of time to decide which bird they want to play. They'll tuck and lay again, a third +7 point for them, or maybe 4th. What are we gonna do? We're gonna lay, hopefully hit another whiff, American Crow, and the decision is to not take food. So we're gonna tuck away the tanager, that plan is dead, draw up Grasshopper Sparrow. And the opponent, unafraid of us winning the round goal, they're going to play out their Baltimore Oriole. Now they're up to 12 capacity for the round goal to L10. Massive point bomb for them, and giving us free worm for the Kingbird. Finally got something. And now we're going to play out our 2 birds, Kinglet and Nuthatch. And that's going to be 6 birds for our Passerine Specialist. Fully maxed out on that. And 4 birds on the Forester. Just missing the max there. And the opponent will slam their +7 points button for the final time. Oh, not their final time. And look at their egg capacity. They've still got 1 more in them. So really efficient. And we are going to close it out by securing that round goal. 4 eggs on the nuthatch. Boring Owl finally hits. Thank you for the +1 point. I feel like it should have hit at least 1 more time. And we get a final tuck. With our final card, Perfect Efficiency. It's tied up, but we got nice bonus cards. Opponents also got 2 bonus cards. And they're going to get a ton of points here though. This is their final +7 points Grassland engine. Grassland activation. This has been a hell of a Grassland. They hit 28 out of 29 eggs. Just 1 spot left. Super efficient. And we are going to win this round goal. And we're going to lessen this point gap. We're trailing by 4. And let's see who wins. Opponent has 32 points in birds, 4 points on platform builder, not bad. Only 3 points on anatomist, so not as good as our bonus cards. They're going to get 13 on the round goals, 28 on eggs, 5 food on cards on the chickadee, and 6 tucked cards, 91 points. Is it enough to beat us? Can we get more? We've got 29 points on birds, 6 on the passerine, 4 on the forester. We beat them by quite a bit on the round goals at 19. Only 19 eggs for us, 3 food on cards, and 10 tucks, and we lose by 1. And that's a tragic loss for Wingspan God. And that was the game that decided the Arena Championship. So here's the end result screen from the game. Arthur Dent 29 gaining a whopping 17 ELO and 36 arena points, dropping Wingspan God down from 2,000 down to 1964. And as I was mentioning, the 36 game win streak, you can see at the top, Arthur Dent beat them, and before that, it's all Wingspan God on first for a very, 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 very long time. And so Arena Season 22, which just ended a few days ago, 8,000 players were playing in Arena. You can see that I didn't really play much Arena, or really Wingspan for that matter, last season. And there's the final standings. McRamson 2 from Germany wins with 2,005 Arena points. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I make a variety of videos about competitive board gaming and tournaments, focusing on a few particular games. Check out one of the videos on screen for more Wingspan and board gaming content. Until next time, may you get the most victory points.